What's an equation? Oh, yeah. Equation. Do you know?
An equation is like anything that has an equal sign.
Okay, what do you mean? You're right, needs an equal sign. But what's on either side of the equal sign?
Number of variables.
Right, so two expressions. Good, yes. Okay. What do we do with, like, when you're given an expression, you always look to what? It. What's the word? Solve it? Or is there another word for it?
Simplify.
Simplify. We always simplify expressions. What do we always do to equations? No, well,
Reduce.
we may simplify a little bit, but what are we trying to do in an equation?
Solve.
Solve. Okay, okay. We simplify expressions, we solve equations. And how do we solve equations? We get the variable by itself. And we did a whole bunch of, well, not a whole bunch. We did different types of equations last year. So just as a quick review, we did ones like this. This would be a two-step equation. How would I go about getting x by itself to find the solution? What's the first thing I would do? No. You can argue what you want. Sam?
Add 9. That's what. Did I take
You said take out the number. That's beside the x. This is the number that's beside the x. There's no 9. I see negative 9. Sam, again? I always love messing with students this way. I look at one student and I talk to another student. So I add. What does the equation look like after I do that?
4x equals 8.
And now,
5
sum of x is equal to, good. Double hash that baby. Okay, so that's two-step equation, variables on one side. What about when we have this? We got variables on both sides. We did ones like this. Juna,
you like combine the variables together, so like you subtract 4a on
Okay.
both sides.
so we want to bring the a's together on one side. So you're going to do that, taking it away, taking the 4a away from the right, bringing it to the left. Yeah.
And then you get 2a plus 2 equals negative 10. Then you subtract 2 on both sides. And you get 2a equals negative 12. Then you divide by 2. And then you get a equals
X. Oops. Negative what?
6. Negative 6.
Yes. Well, I didn't know if that's what you said. All you had to do was repeat what you said. I wasn't trying to throw you off. Okay, good. So, you guys, we're sort of getting used to solving equations now. So just so you know, the steps in red are all optional. You don't have to write those steps. You can do them in your head, okay, if you want. If you still prefer to do it like this, stick with it then, because then you'll likely be more precise. Okay, but it is optional. Okay, last couple ones. We did some equations where we had to do some simplifying first. So it looks like we can make things simpler because we have more than one x on the left. We've got parentheses on the left and parentheses on the right that we can get rid of. So we got to do some simplifying before we solve. What does the left side look like after you simplify?
3x.
3x. subtract 9 because I multiply x minus 3 by 3 plus 4x equals
Negative
5
5 x minus
minus x
minus
plus 5.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Looks like I can keep simplifying both sides. What's an easier way to say the left?
7 x.
So x minus 9. What's an easier way to say the right? 10 minus x. Good. Now it looks like the above equation, where we just have to bring the x's together, then it's a two-step, and we solve from there. So add x, get 8x minus 9 is equal to 10. Plus 9, plus 9. I get 8x is equal to 19. Divide 8, divide 8. What do I do when I get a fraction again? Leave it as a fraction, but make sure it's lowest terms, yes, which this one can't be reduced. So there's our solution. Last big type of equation we did last year were fraction ones, or rational equations. What did we do when we saw an equation that had fractions? How did, what was the first thing we wanted to get rid of? The fractions. And in order to get rid of the fractions, we have to multiply by something to cancel out the denominators. What would we multiply this one by? 8. How do we find that number to multiply? It's always the lowest common multiple. So I multiply 8 by k plus 4 plus 8 times k over 8 equals everything, even the non-fractions have to get multiplied by 8, because if you don't, you've changed the equation, which means it'll change to an incorrect solution. And then remember, we canceled, we reduced. 8 divide 4. So this becomes 2 times k, or 2k. 8 divide 8. 1, or this becomes 1 times k, or just plain old k. And 8 times 3, 24. Fractions are gone. Now it looks like an equation that's much more straightforward to solve. What would you do next? Yeah, combine the k's, divide by 3 on both sides. K is equal to is good. Okay. And the variables one. Another fraction equation this time, but with variables on both sides. Well, first step, get rid of the fractions. What would you want to multiply by? 15. Remember, everything, including the non-fractions, to keep the equation balanced. Okay. So when we do this, the fractions are going to disappear. What does this become? 5x, right? Minus 15. What does this become?
3, which is
3,
6.
6x plus 30. Now we've got straightforward equation, variables on both sides, so we can take the 6x over. Subtracting 6x, what does the equation look like after you do that? negative x minus 15 is equal to 30. Add 15 to both sides. We get negative x is equal to 45. Have I solved yet? No. Just the x is not by itself. There's still a negative there. I have to get rid of that negative. I'm going to add, what would I add? Nothing. So if I add nothing, negative x equals 45. Same thing. And then to solve that, I'm going to add nothing again. Negative x equals 45. Once again, trying to solve, I will add nothing. And I will get negative x equals 45. No. You can't add x, because then you get 0 equals 45 plus x. Almost. Further away. You know, if you said the same thing and I said almost, if you say it again, the answer's still going to be almost. Oh, you do divide, no, you divide. Remember, what number goes here?
1.
So what would you divide by to get x by itself? Negative what?
Negative 1.
Nice. Well done. We stick with it. Love the clap in there too. Yeah. Okay. So that's our review of solving equations, which sort of takes care of our review of everything. Okay. Which means that from this point on, we're going to start moving into new stuff. But again, you should be quite comfortable with simplifying expressions using the exponent laws, as well as solving these types of equations. Okay? It will make the rest of this unit and future units much more easier to tackle. Okay. So all I want you to do